Paulina Tamayo dies at 60. Cause of death and final words revealed as Ecuador mourns the loss of La Grande. The heart of Ecuador's music has fallen silent. Paulina Tamayo, affectionately called La Grande del Ecuador, has died at the age of 60, leaving behind a nation in mourning and generations of fans moved by her unforgettable voice. Known for her emotional depth, her command of Ecuadorian musical tradition, and her ability to connect across class, age, and culture, Tamayo's passing marks the end of an era in Latin American music. Her family confirmed the heartbreaking news through a statement on her official Instagram page, saying she passed peacefully at her home, surrounded by loved ones. The announcement, brief but deeply emotional, read, "Our beloved Paulina has gone to rest. Her voice will forever echo in our hearts." A star born from tradition. Born in Quito, Ecuador on April 14, 1965, Paulina Tamayo began singing before most children could even write. Her parents, recognizing her natural gift for melody and stage presence, introduced her to the performing arts early on. At just 7 years old, she joined the legendary theater company of Don Ernesto Alban, where she learned stagecraft, timing, and the importance of storytelling through song. Her first major television appearance came in her teens, where her breathtaking rendition of traditional pasillo songs captured national attention. By the 1980s, she had become a household name, bridging the gap between Ecuador's rural folk heritage and its growing modern identity. Her music carried the essence of Ecuador, a blend of melancholy and pride, of mountains and memories. Her repertoire included pasillos, San Juanitos, Yaravillas, and boleros, each sung with the kind of sincerity that made audiences feel as though she was singing directly to them. The rise of La Grande del Ecuador. As her career blossomed, Tamayo's nickname, La Grande del Ecuador, became not just a title of respect, but a declaration of her influence. She performed in every major festival in the country, from Fiestas de Quito to Festival del Pasillo, and toured throughout Latin America, Europe, and the United States, carrying Ecuadorian music to international stages. She recorded more than a dozen albums, including hits such as Yo Soy Ecuador, Te Amaré Toda la Vida, and A Mi País Querido. Her songs became fixtures at weddings, national celebrations, and family gatherings. In many homes, her voice was the sound of nostalgia, the soundtrack of love and loss. Critics described her as a voice that could both command a stage and console a broken heart. Fans called her family. The final days and cause of death. Tamayo's death was announced on October 21, 2025. According to close family sources, she had been battling respiratory complications in recent months, which worsened unexpectedly over the weekend. Doctors confirmed that her cause of death was respiratory failure, leading to cardiac arrest. Her family stated that she passed away peacefully at home, in her sleep, after spending the day listening to her favorite boleros and talking with her children. Though her passing came as a shock to the public, those close to her revealed that Paulina had been quietly coping with her health struggles, never allowing her illness to overshadow her love for music. Just days before her death, she had shared a message with her followers. La música es vida, y mientras pueda cantar, viviré en cada nota. Music is life, and as long as I can sing, I will live in every note. Those words, now repeated across Ecuador, have come to symbolize her final farewell, her final words. According to her son's heartfelt social media tribute, Paulina's final words before passing were a whisper of gratitude and hope. She reportedly said, "Don't cry for me, sing for me, let the music keep going." That simple, poetic message has become a national refrain. Her family shared that she smiled softly before closing her eyes, the radio still playing one of her earliest songs in the background. For a woman who gave her life to melody, her final moments were fitting, surrounded by music, family, and love. Tributes from across the nation. News of Paulina Tamayo's death sent shockwaves throughout Ecuador and the Latin American music community. Within hours, tributes began flooding social media, from fans to political leaders. Ecuador's president expressed condolences, writing, "Paulina Tamayo embodied the voice of our nation. Her songs will remain the heartbeats of Ecuador." Fellow musicians called her the soul of Ecuadorian folklore. Prominent singer Margarita Lasso wrote, "Paulina opened the doors for so many of us. She taught us that tradition and innovation could live in harmony. Fans held candlelight vigils in Quito and Cuenca, gathering to play her songs in parks and plazas. Her music filled the air once again, this time as a hymn of remembrance. A life dedicated to cultural preservation. Paulina Tamayo's legacy extends far beyond her discography. She was an educator and mentor, often volunteering to teach traditional Ecuadorian music to children in rural schools. She believed that art could strengthen national identity, saying in a 2015 interview, "If we forget our songs, we forget who we are." She worked tirelessly with the Ministry of Culture to preserve Ecuadorian folk music, participating in initiatives that documented and archived traditional songs for future generations. Her efforts earned her multiple national honors, including the Premio Nacional de la Cultura, the country's highest cultural award. Yet despite her fame, she remained humble. Those who met her often recalled her warm smile, her gentle humor, and her willingness to listen to everyone, from young fans to elderly musicians. A family's grief and private farewell. Tamayo is survived by her husband and 2 children, who have requested privacy during this painful time. In their statement, they said, "We thank the world for the love shown to our mother. Her voice belonged to Ecuador, but her heart belonged to us. We will continue to honor her through the music she loved." A private funeral was held in Quito, attended by close family, friends, and musicians who had performed with her over the years. Plans are underway for a public memorial concert next month, where leading Ecuadorian artists will perform her greatest hits in her honor. Paulina Tamayo's impact on Ecuadorian culture cannot be overstated. She brought national music to the forefront during a time when globalization threatened to erase traditional forms. Her voice became an anchor, a reminder of the beauty of heritage. To many, she was not just a performer, but a preserver of identity. Younger generations, inspired by her discipline and authenticity, have taken up her cause. Musicians across South America credit her as a pioneer who proved that local art could shine on international stages without losing its roots. Her recordings are now being remastered and digitized for educational and cultural use, ensuring her music continues to reach new audiences long after her passing. Continuing the song, in the wake of her death, cultural institutions are establishing the Paulina Tamayo Foundation, dedicated to supporting emerging artists who preserve Ecuadorian traditional music. Scholarships, mentorship programs, and annual tribute concerts will carry forward her dream of a thriving artistic community. Her son, during a television interview, said, "My mother used to say that as long as one child sings an Ecuadorian song, the country's heart will never stop beating. That's what we want to keep alive." Conclusion. The voice that never fades, Paulina Tamayo's story is one of love for her country, her people, and her music. Her cause of death may mark the end of her physical presence, but her final words, "Don't cry for me, sing for me," now guide a nation through grief towards celebration. Her songs will continue to echo across Ecuador's valleys, plazas, and hearts. For every person who hears her voice, she will live again, in rhythm, in melody, in soul. Paulina Tamayo. Grande del Ecuador has left the stage, but her music plays on forever.